Hi Taurus, this is your general tarot reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of July. So Taurus, let's shuffle these cards, and in the meantime, as we always do, we'll talk about the energies. So here's something that's interesting that's going to be happening for you, Taurus. You have, oh look at this beautiful first card, the World. You have the World. Well, there may be some truth in that, Taurus, because this month you may just begin to see that you have the world at your feet in some way, or at least you're beginning to. And here's why. You've had this long desire, a long burning need to manifest something in your life. You have these great ideas and plans for your future. There's something that you want to put out there in your life that has great meaning, that has great wisdom, great intelligence and great truth. Now that could be a creative project or something in your work. It's just a path in your life, really, where it's like, from now on I only want to live a type of life that's maybe a bit spiritual, but certainly true for where you desire to go, for where you need to be. Now the moon in the 9th house here is going to provide you with a little bit of structure. In July, what you might find, Taurus, is that these big dreams and ideas, aspirations that you have, they're now, it's like you're now going to begin to see how they can be implemented, how they can be brought down to earth, structured and made manifest. And what's really nice too is that you've the Sun in the 3rd house. It means many things, but let's just say that you will find new pathways, new roads, new avenues, new ways essentially to communicate some great wisdom that you have with a large group of people. Now 3rd house is like the ordinary person or commonplace knowledge. So these great things that you have, these thoughts, these dreams, it's now possible for them to come out of the ether and to be brought to the ordinary man, woman, cat and dog. So that's quite nice. And it will be quite a spiritual month actually, because you'll get back in touch with, let's say, the place where you get divine messages. Maybe you had these ideas going round and round in your mind. How do I now go on this path of broadening my spirituality, broadening my education, broadening my horizons, and essentially opening up your life? How do I do it? And nothing was coming. Well, July is the month where it all comes, where you will get these wonderful, almost spiritual insights into where you're going now, and even more importantly, Taurus, how exactly to get there. So that's really nice. Now, for somebody else, it might also mean a little bit of introspection when it comes to all things that are foreign people. Maybe the path that you're embarking upon now includes foreign people, or long distance travel, or getting in touch, connecting in some way with people both near and far, communicating information and knowledge that you have with a large group of people who may be far away. Yeah. So your ideas are very, very key this month. Whatever it is that you've been really desiring, it's like there's a room that you want to enter, that you want to go to the next part of the journey of your life. And the Sun in the 3rd house is now offering you the key, the way through. And it means also the ninth house is very Sagittarian, the archer with the bow and arrow. You have these aspirations, you're drawing back the bow and firing the arrow and letting it go much further than you would usually think or you would usually be comfortable with. Like they're far-reaching ideas. And you are going to realize that wherever that arrow falls, that is where you'll be able to communicate. So it's like aim high, because you are this month on target for success. So aim high, baby, dream big. Get that arrow and shoot it as far as possible, because you are, as I said, on target for success. It's really nice, getting very much so back in your spirituality. I like that, particularly for you, Taurus, because you are quite a spiritual person and you do have faith. You have a deep faith, not always in the traditional forms, doesn't matter. It's you have your own inner faith, and that's going to play such a big part. It's going to give you a great sense of comfort too, and a belief again in whatever it is that you're desiring, a belief again in whatever it is that you're trying to open up to bring into your world. Because you do recognize that there has been a little bit of staleness, a bit of stagnation. And I mean, Taurus, you're no fool. So you know when to step through into the next chapter of your life. And it's your faith, it's your ability to use your dreams and your aspirations and to aim high, to aim far, and to let that arrow shoot as far as it can go, as I said. Now, some of you, it could just mean long distance travel or a journey. Some of you might be a little bit stressed out over a holiday even. I actually do know one Taurus who is stressed out about going on a family holiday, because you know the way sometimes it's a great idea, hey, let's all go on holiday, and when you get there you remember why you never should go on holiday with certain members of your family. So yeah, it could be just something as simple as that, but maybe it is a break that you need. It's like you need to go far away, you need a time out. Go far away, go on a holiday, take a break, step out of your comfort zone a bit so that you have this space to breathe. And in that space to breathe, Taurus, when you're away from the usual humdrum of life, this is very much so when these little bit of downloads of inspiration could happen for you that radically change where you are now going in the future, where your success for your future is headed. And maybe you'll try to get away to a quiet place, to a place that is quite spiritual for you, whatever that might mean. Now, for some people, spirituality is bungee jumping, testing their faith in God by seeing, will the bungee rope stay? But, you know, for you, Taurus, it could be just that lovely moment of going to a calm place where you have a bit of sea, maybe a bit of sunshine, a bit of quietness, to get your dreams and ideas moving. Now, you have a lot of energy in the fourth house, which is your family, and which is the four walls that you live in. So if you've been having some problems up until now with some issues within your family or the actual house you're living in, you might see that they flow a bit better this month, Taurus. Yeah, if you'd been a bit stressed at home within your family, problems at the house, maybe something within the house needs to be fixed and you've been putting it off, maybe this month it's quite a good time to tackle that. Now, what are the other, okay, and this card comes out, stress, overburdened. You're saying, yeah, there are issues in my house, I want to move, I want to fix my house, I want to put an extension on my house, there's a bunch of stuff I need to do in my house, and July is the month where I have to do it and it's stressing me out. It's okay, you'll find balance when this happens. Don't worry, Taurus, you've got this, you always have it. You know, it doesn't matter if your focus is now being pulled towards your dreams for the future, your aspirations of where to go next. What next? Maybe that's part of it. Some of you could be moving home and it's like, Well, where do I go? What next? What will it be like out there? It'll be wonderful, Taurus. It'll be wonderful, so don't sweat this, all right, my love? There is a new moon around the 13th of July. It's also a partial solar eclipse, and it's happening in your third house of communications. So there will be great new opportunities and insights. It's almost really, like I said, Taurus, it's like somebody handing you a key that you finally get to understand the way through into the next part of your journey now. Doors are opening, the journey is happening. Now, because it's a partial solar eclipse, what you might find too is that you may have to rejiggle your ideas a little bit. Say you've come up with an idea where you want to expand your horizons. Maybe you're saying, I want to go and further my education, or I want to travel more, see more of the world, or whatever it is. Around mid-July, while this is a fantastic idea, there might come a point where it might seem unreasonable to travel that far to go to a college or a university, or it might seem unreasonable to give yourself that amount of time to get your mind moving, because this is a month where your mind will be very, 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 very active, Taurus. Very, very. I'll underline that. Can I put this in italics, underline, bold? It'll be very, very, very high mind activity. And this is where all these great ideas will come out. But don't get stressed about this high activity in your mind. You need this in order to know where to go next. But it'll be like when you have all this mind activity, the plans that you had started, you may see obstacles that now also have solutions. See, third house can be about solving puzzles, solving things so that you find better solutions. Yeah, better solutions. I mean, Taurus, it's a lovely, lovely month. Essentially, you have to go away, you have to chill out, you have to relax, maybe go on a holiday, calm down, close down, get back in touch with nature, get back in touch with your faith, get back in touch with your inner quiet. And when you do that, the first thing that will happen is your mind will start spinning. And in that spin come the answers. It'll be like every 5 minutes, you'll suddenly think of something, a solution will come, and it'll be like, this is the answer to everything. Why did I not think of this before? That's the kind of energy it is. You're going to like it. You are going to like it, Taurus. Just don't get unsettled by it, that's all. You have bunches of other stuff. You have a lunar eclipse happening at the end of the month in your 10th house of career, reputation, standing out in a spotlight where other people get to see you and notice you and applaud you and celebrate you. July is a month, Taurus, where you are possibly maybe closing off a chapter in your career, recognizing that you don't want to be a certain qualified type of person anymore. And that's why you're probably thinking of expanding your horizons, going further with your education, taking what you already know perhaps and bringing it into a specialized area, focusing more on doing one thing within what you're good at in your career, what you're talented at and skilled at. Yeah. So there'll be an end to something within your career. Something will die in order for something better to take its place. You see why this is a good month for you, Taurus? And don't panic when you see something within your career dying, because consider it more like the dead wood being chopped out of your life in order for you to pursue bigger dreams, better dreams, a new path. Yeah, we're just waiting on 3 more cards, Taurus. Anything else of interest there? Jupiter is going direct in your house of relationships and partnerships. So for some of you who are looking for love, what you might find is that you might have a chance encounter with somebody that it's like a surprise meeting or just a very karmic meeting, a lucky meeting with somebody who turns out to be really your kind of person. Yeah. Possibly it could be a foreign person. Yeah. Or somebody that you meet while you're away, or you meet them in some unusual surroundings perhaps. But certainly there's luck there. For those within a relationship, luck is coming back to your relationship. Your partners are going to appreciate you more. They're going to be certainly more magnetized by you, because Jupiter is in Scorpio, the house of magnetism, sex. And of course, you are all about sensuality, desire, beauty, and love. So I think that there could be a gorgeous moment here in July where you begin, for those in a relationship, and even those who aren't, if you have the karmic experience of finding a new love, there is that great meeting of body, mind, soul, passion, karmic connection. So that's gorgeous, Taurus. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Now, we're just waiting on 2 more cards. If they don't come soon, Taurus, I will choose them. Oh, okay. They came. You said, oh, no, I will choose them. Don't you go choosing cards for me. I will choose them. So we have 2 cards. New love, followed by this. New love with an air sign, perhaps. Very much influenced by Aquarius this month. There are some extra cards. You have the Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups, the Wish card. Wish is coming true. Yeah. And it is that energy this month, Taurus. It's almost like your wish is coming true. Whatever you desire, whatever you've been really wishing and hoping for, is beginning to unfold. Now, please don't come back to me next month and say, hey, where was that wish? It didn't happen. I did, remember, rewind, 17 minutes or whatever it was. I said, it's beginning to unfold. Okay, Taurus, let's begin with these cards. Look at this beauty that you opened up with. Oh, by the way, hopefully you are seeing the overview there so you can follow along with the reading. You have the world now. You have the world. You're opening up into a new world. You've been handed the key. You're unlocking the next part of your life. You're evolving. You're changing. Your perspective is changing. The things that you know are changing. There may also be an element of realizing that you know a whole lot more than you actually gave yourself credit for. That third house is skills, talent, like skills, things that you're able to do, what you're handy at, the crafts that you have. You might suddenly realize that the knowledge that's gone behind the things that you're able to do, the skills that you have, is far greater than you've really took time to appreciate before. So you're appreciating that, you're appreciating the wisdom that you already have. And that is going to be part of you stepping in to this gorgeous new world, Taurus. Now, beside that is the Knight of Cups. When you feel that the world is now your lobster, oyster, whatever you want to call it. When you feel that the world is your lobster, you can now step out. It's like you're emerging because you have a more nobler sense of where you're going in the world. And you'll feel a certain spiritual validation this month that it's like, am I doing the right thing? Is this really the path I'm supposed to be on? Is it? Or am I fooling myself? You get some sort of divine validation that yes, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and here are all the doors opening for you. And when the doors open, you walk through. You're ready. You're ready for this change. You're ready to walk through, but holding the cup of love. So there's an element here of you feeling very empowered by this, but what you're about to do has a truth. It's a noble thing to do. I'd love to know what you're doing, Taurus, because it's like, is it something very gracious, very beautiful? In terms of beauty, I mean, it could be the beauty industry. It could be, the cups here are a lot to do with illusion sometimes. Movie industry, photography, beauty, glamour, style, things like that. But whatever it is that you're entering into, going into the next part of, and nourishment, food and drink, let's not forget that, you're giving something more than just what you're able to do. For example, say if you're going into the food business, which I do say that sometimes too, because it's quite stereotypical for a Taurus to enter into opening a coffee shop or something like that. But if you're entering into something, you're doing it but with extra care. There's something extra about what you're doing. It's coffee with love. Or people are able to, please bear with me, I'm using this only as an example. That, for example, if it's you're opening a coffee shop, people are able to sit down, they're able to relax, they're able to have a type of comfort, and you're nourishing them. It's about nourishing. You want to give something soulful to them. So yeah, that's what your skill can do. That's what your wisdom can do. That's what your craft, your creativity can do. It's not just about the thing you're able to do, but it's about the intention behind it. It's full of beauty. It's full of grace. It's full of wisdom, and it's from a very sincere place. And this is why you will get validation, Taurus, from the divine, or whatever it is you choose to call that. Because when we do things from a very, very noble place, that's true to us, and we give that back through our skills, our time, our efforts, our devotion, then you always get doors opening. It's a flow will happen with that. Taurus, that's a nice, as I was saying that's a very, very nice energy that I just felt there. You are doing something that is generous, that is kind, that is much more than just doing a thing. You're giving. You're giving. It's something that we can all learn from you, Taurus. Sure, sometimes people say, oh, Taurus, they're this, they're that, they like materiality, they like money. Okay, who doesn't? Let's face it. But what you also are is deeply spiritual. And that means that you also have the grace and dignity and beauty to give back. That's part of your flow. That's how you always end up doing kind of better. You'll look back on your life when you were going with a heart, when you were going with the flow, when you were being kind and generous. Did things move better for you or not? Yes, they did. They did. So that's what you'll find. This card can also represent new love, and we did say it's very possible for those looking for new love. It could happen. It really could happen. Now, here we have this deep wisdom, the new moon. Yeah, we've spoken about this. Unlocking this deep wisdom that comes with a lot of heart, and that sometimes is born from a lot of pain, Taurus. I always say this about you, that the reason why you're so kind-hearted is because you've seen the opposite in your life. You've seen vindictiveness through the years. You've seen spitefulness. You've seen manipulation. You've seen people playing dirty. And you're saying, that is not me. I am making it my business to separate from those type of games and dirty dealings. And I'm purer than that. I'm not saying you're an angel. Well, in some ways you could be, but I am saying that you do have beauty about you, because you've seen the ugliness of this world, and so has she. She has been to hell and back. And maybe you have too, Taurus. Because she's been to hell and back, she comes back with more wisdom. And also, because she's been to hell and back, she comes back and teaches you how to aspire to achieving more in your life. You've seen the darker side of people. You've seen the darker side of this world. You've seen the shittiness of things. And out of this is born something more. You see, he's looking out onto his horizon. He has the world in his hands. He's turning his back on the hellish things. He's turning his back on the last couple of years. Yeah, you did have that. The last couple of years of rivalry, competition, darkness. Maybe, as we've spoken about before, Taurus, people may have left your life. You may have experienced that ultimate transformation where people passed on. And now you're ready, it seems, this month to leave that, or the darkness of that behind, and move on like this guy with the world in his hand, saying, this is a map of the world. He's turning it and he's saying, where do I want to go now? It's like taking an atlas out and a pin and going, I can go anywhere and do anything I want to do now. Where do I go? Bam. It doesn't matter, because wherever I go, I'm going with a sense of adventure. And I'm bringing all my skills and talents with me, and I'm putting it out there for people to like. So that's what you're doing. You are going on an adventure and leaving behind some of the darker things which you have learned from, you have grown from, you have gained a huge level of maturity from. I mean, you've leveled up big time in the last couple of years in terms of your maturity. You really have. You're right up there now. And you're just ready to expand. That's it. This is an interesting card, because this does talk about conflict, and it's right beside this card. So now, where would those conflicts be, Taurus? Where would they be? Inner conflict? No, maybe conflicts about where to go. Maybe you want to move on. You, as we said, you want to expand. You want to break out into something new, possibly because you want to leave behind, that kind of small-minded thinking. Maybe in your workplace, in your relationships, the environment that you're in, there might be a whole lot of excessive competition, people not playing fair, and that really bothers you. It keeps you up at night. Stress under competition, being put under pressure because the competition is so great. And maybe it's this pressure from this competition that stresses you, that acts like an explosion out. It's like you're under the weight of gossip, perhaps, under the weight of small-minded people who should know better. With energy in the 9th house, with your perspectives and your beliefs and your spirituality, what you might find, Taurus, is that people who you may have looked upon as wise people, spiritual people, developed people, enlightened, mature, suddenly you'll see them bickering over the shittiest things, and that will stress you out, because you'll say, I am shocked and I'm surprised by their behavior when they ought to know better. That's it. This month you are going to get a sudden shock and a sudden surprise by watching the bickering of people who ought to know better. And that will stress you out a little bit. They ought to grow up. They ought to know better. But you're saying, who do I depend on now? I can't trust this person anymore because they're so immature. I've outgrown them. But what now? What next? What next? What next? Well, I tell you what next. What next is you using the energies of this month to really make a balance on your life. You're getting it together. See him, he's balancing it. And beside it is the ace. Look, you're being handed a new purpose in your life. You're being handed a new direction. Like I said, you're on target now for success, 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 my love. This is the card of success. But also spiritually, a spiritual card. When we see pentacles, you'll see the symbol there. That's a spiritual symbol. You are outgrowing your environment, and you've outgrown people around you and their wisdom. Your wisdom, it seems, is worth far more now than other people's. Yeah, your own inner wisdom has far more value, and you're recognizing it, and you're beginning to balance that and juggle it and say, how do I play with this? Everything that we've just said. Money, in terms of money, new opportunities to make money. This is a big month where you break through something about money. Maybe there was a glass ceiling in your career, and you're breaking through. You're getting a promotion. You're getting a raise. Maybe you're moving abroad to expand your horizon so you can make more money. And this is exactly what you should do. Foreign people could be very instrumental in handing you new coin, but you are definitely being handed new money because it's exactly what you need right now. You need this to happen. You need a new venture that makes money to happen. And sure, it might take a while to balance it, to manage it, to go, whoa, what am I doing here? I haven't a clue what I'm doing. How do I manage my money? And also, if it's a skill or a wisdom that you have that you're trying to pass on and make money from, there will be that moment of saying, I'm very talented. Say, I'm a very talented teacher. Okay, I'm a very talented teacher, but should I charge? How much do I charge for this? What's my value? What's my worth? I'm doing this from the heart. I'm doing this as a spiritual place. Should I even be charging money? Of course you should be charging money, and you should be charging a lot of money. This is all about self-value, self-worth. Have more value. Up your game. Name your price. Name your price and make it happen, because as I said to you, you'll suddenly realize, Taurus, that your wisdom that you kind of just took for granted is much greater than maybe the competition's wisdom. And you'll go, wow, I'm not the type of person to usually say I'm better than all of those people, but you are actually better than them. And because of that, you need to recognize that financially. Charge more, demand more money for what you're doing, go to your boss and say, come on, I'm worth more than this, show me the money. And the money will come. Show me the money in Cancer season. This is Cancer season, and here's the Cancer card. The money is coming to you. Money, money. You're right on target to make big money, big success. It's opening now, Taurus. That key that was handed to you is opening a vault of cash. I know Taurus is represented by the bull, but this month you're more like the cash cow. Yeah, money is pouring into you. Now I'll say this, this season, Cancer season, represented by this card, is kicking it all off. But this is the card of moving slow and steady. Move with passion, move with desire. It's molten lava. You're moving slowly, you're moving steadily, but you're moving with fire burning underneath. There is a desire that's reawakened here in terms of you making money and following your spiritual path. So money will come. I like saying this, for some of you, this is the mode of transport card, and you do have the sun in the third house shining on travel, shining on journeys, shining on modes of transport, cars, buses, trains, airplanes. It's like something worthwhile is happening in that area. It could be a new car, a new mode of transport, but if you're taking a journey, certainly a long distance journey, the luck is shining on you. And if you are someone who travels for work, you might need to perhaps look again at how you travel. Have more value. I mean, maybe it's about upgrading to first class. If you're working for a company who insists that you travel a lot, maybe say, okay, I don't mind doing this traveling, but you need to up this. I'm not taking the budget seats every time. I need you to respect my value here. Okay, maybe not business class at every flight, but certainly, you know, don't put me on the cheap seats all the time for those who do travel for work. Now look at this. This is beautiful. The hand of God coming out again. It's a very blessed month this month for you, Taurus. Your career, something is changing within it. We know it. And something new is growing from it. We know it. We know it. New money is coming. The old is dying to make way for bigger, bigger, bigger. And in terms of your love life, the same thing is happening. Some old patterns are dying. They're being cleaned up. They're being washed away. Your old beliefs about relationships are being cleaned up and washed away. Happiness is coming back in your relationships, Taurus. If you're in a relationship, happiness is coming back. It's a beautiful connection you're about to make again. And it's approved by the gods. Beautiful love connections. And for those who are single, yeah, new love. New love. And who could that be with? We could say it's with a Cancer. I'm not so sure, possibly. But I might say it's with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini perhaps. Although I don't know why. Yes, it's possible. But do you know what it's like? It's like the feeling of anything is possible now. I could say it's a water sign, it's a Pisces perhaps, or this or that. But it's more like you want to shake it up. You want new love to come. You want it to be with a different type of person. And you're happy to sit back and let the universe select for you. Okay, universe, I've probably made some bad choices in my past when it comes to relationships. You choose. It's a bit like that. I like that. Now, what you certainly are leaving behind, Taurus, is that energy of somebody who is cold, somebody who is calculating, and somebody who has very sharp words. There's somebody in your life who's very, very mind. Maybe that's why I'm saying an air sign. And they're very intelligent, very smart. And you could have a little bit of a moment with them. You could spend some real quality time with them. I don't know if it's an enduring relationship. I don't know. I can't say that now. But certainly you benefit from them in some way. They might have some logical solutions that might help you. Now, certainly with the Sun in the 3rd house, this is all about logical solutions coming to you. But you might be assisted. Why am I saying Aquarius? Maybe it's because the full moon in Aquarius, the lunar eclipse. But you're certainly getting the help of somebody who's very with it, very sharp, and who has a kind of think outside of the box attitude. They're quirky, they're unusual, they make you laugh. And they are certainly going to be somebody who's inspiring you. Taurus, we've extra cards here. Another card, charging ahead with your plans and your ideas. Running, running, running. Also another air card. Again, it could be the Aquarius lunar eclipse. Severing ties. Severing your old work plans, your old career plans. And it's not to destroy your career, but to cut through the deadwood, as I said, so something better can come. And it's karmic. Jupiter going direct in your 7th house too, like I said, karmic relationships, karmic meetings, karmic connections, karmic people. Air sign. Now, a karmic connection also with your great big purpose in life. You're completing something. Had you been really not looking for that pay rise or not asking for money for the things that you do, it's one thing to give generously, Taurus, totally other thing to be empowered by getting what you deserve back financially. With everything you give, you must allow a flow to happen. You see, that's how the universe works. it's flow. The figure of 8. See this guy? This isn't just a random thing that he's doing. If you look at the symbolism here, it's the figure 8, infinity. What is given is then received and given back. See the flow. Abundance is all about giving and receiving, which is what this month is certainly all about, giving and receiving. But if you give a lot, Taurus, then to keep this flow going, you must also receive a lot back in return. Some people sometimes are very reluctant to take. They're happy to give. Is that you, Taurus? You're happy to give, but not always so confident about taking. So, yeah, know that this is part of a cosmic flow. Keep it moving. It means that what you're giving has value. Now the last card is the wish card, Taurus. Your wishes are coming true. You're satisfied by the end of this month. Not just satisfied, but really sitting back and saying, I know where I'm going. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. My wishes have come true. Taurus, that is beautiful, beautiful. Enjoy the energies of this month. Enjoy all of it. And if this is the first time seeing my readings, then please subscribe and join me on Facebook, She-Bear Tarot. I'm on Twitter and Instagram too. And come back next month, Taurus, so we can keep unfolding, unpacking what these long-term energies are trying to give you for your future plans and dreams, because they seem to be working out just very nicely this month. Good for you, Taurus. I wish you every happiness in this new success that's on its way. Special delivery from the cosmos directly to your doorstep. My love, as always, I'll leave you with a big kiss. Mwah. And all my love. And I'll see you next month.